Hi there. So you have added a metahumans to your game project and you noticed that you can't find any facial animations that you can use to your characters, especially when you don't have an iPhone to record a face mocap. So today I want to show you how you can easily create some facial animations from scratch using Epic content. So to start with, I use a separate blank project, third-person map here, and we will need a level sequence in which we will modify and create all our animations. So this is the setup. This is a face with camera and some background plane, but I will walk you through how you can create it by yourself easily. What we will need is city sample crowd, which you can get from Unreal Marketplace, and some basic metahuman any type, which you can get through Quixel Bridge exported into your project. So adding a metahuman from Quixel Bridge, select metahuman. You can use any of metahuman presets, it doesn't really matter. I have here prepared this guy. So I have already downloaded, and click add to your project and you get this folder. And you can start by creating a level sequence, and let's do that. Let's first find in city sample character shared rig. In rig there is a face archetype skeleton, and you want to drag it into this scene like so. Let's focus on it. All right, we have our face. Now let's create a level sequence. Right click, cinematics, level sequence, call it level sequence face. Right, open it up, and while we have already selected the face, add it to the sequence, track actor to sequencer. Okay, and we have animation mode, turn it on. There is a face control rig which we'll use but not for now, so we can delete it. And let's create some camera. I like to use 85 camera. Let's set it up something like this with the face on the left side, so there is a space for the control rig which will appear from the right side. And let's adjust the focal length of the camera. Let's check the focus plane. Alright, we have our face in the focus. So we can also turn our face into spawnable object, which will appear only if when the sequence is open. Alright, so we have our sequence prepared, and let's save it. And now from our content browser, in City Sample Crowd, you can find some animation. There is a pack of 5 or 6 basic facial animations, and if you look closely on it, they're pretty okay, but nothing special. But we will use them as a base for our animations. So here are happy, angry. This angry looks more like she's going to start crying, not angry, but okay. So they are not so great, but we'll use it as our base. So getting back to our level sequence, to the sequencer, first we want to add an animation. Let's search for crowd happy, and let's start from our happy animation. Starting from the beginning, we have our happy animation. Let's don't forget that this clip is much longer than our sequence, so we need to adjust the scale. Let's check, is it? And also expand the camera cut here to the end. Sorry, it's like 570 frames. All right, we have whole clip. Don't forget about it, because if you forget and you start baking the animation, there will be a glitch at the end. It won't loop properly, so keep in mind this. All right, let's get back to the beginning. So we have our craft happy animation on our face. Now we want to bake it to the control rig. Right click on the face. Here is the option bake to the control rig. And most probably you won't see anything here. That's because you need to uncheck this filter asset by skeleton. And there you go. There is our face control board rig, and there are only two, because one is from CrowdFac, other is from Metahuman. You have exported through Quixel, so you can choose any of this. So let's take face control, create, and Unreal will bake our animation to the control rig. Now the animation is controlled by this rig. As you can see, all the controls are moving. When you expand this, you will see all the controls having baked animation frame by frame. So cool, we have our animation. We don't need this one, we can delete it. So we have our base animation, and now we want to mix it up with pose library. And how you can do this? In animation mode, there is icon poses. If you click on it, you will see a new window, control rig pose, and here you can browse through your asset, not all of them, but first I have my MetaHuman folder here, but on the beginning you won't see it. So to add it, you need to right click, add existing folder to the view, and there is all your content. So here is my MetaHuman I have exported from Quixel. So you can take it and add it to your view, and then you can browse it to Metahuman common. Here you have pose library and face expressions, and check it out. There is a bunch of cool expressions presets which we will be using to mix our animations. So how you can use them? We want to apply them on separate layers. So first, when we have our selected face control rig, right click on it. There is option add section, and there is absolute and additive. And in this case, I will use absolute. And be careful when you add those layers, not on the beginning. It will start on the frame where you have your selector. So if you forget about it, you can easily create some glitches. So delete it, and once again get back to the beginning, right click, add section, absolute, or maybe additive. Let's add additive. Yep, so we won't affect our base animation. All right, and now we want to apply some of those poses. So we have as a base our happy, and I want to make it more happy. So we have here joy, another joy, so with some big smile. So we can use it by selecting our pose, Now you need to click select controls. It will automatically select all the controls needed to achieve this pose. You check the key and paste pose, and voila, you have those pose on the top of your animation. And if you play it, you still have the base animation and your big smile animation on the top of it. But it's looking a little bit strange. We don't want this smile to be all the time, so you can easily get back to any other simple pose with a closed mouth, and also paste pose like so. And now we have our animation blending into other poses. And of course, this is a little bit too much transition between two poses, and you can easily create like a keyframe almost when the mouths are closed right here by add new key, and by clicking it just shift it towards the big smile, and if you check it, the mouth closes faster, sooner, and we have a big smile. But an Epic gave us a pretty cool tool called Tweens, and if you check it, you can create ease in and ease outs between two poses. So we have big smile and regular smile, and we want to close those mouths faster, so we will use it in the right. If you drag it into right, 0.9 will give you like 90% of the right pose. So let's use that, and this way you can create some cool ease in and ease outs for your animation, right? So you can use any other pose from the library, like a big surprise you want to add here. So let's select controls again, paste pose, and there's a little drawback then. Every time you paste the pose, this whole layer get open up, so you have to scroll all the way back. I don't know how to work it around, but so you have this big surprise, but you want to make it sudden. So again, you want to blend between those two poses. So we want to hold previous pose all the way up, let's say 96%, and sudden surprise, right? So again, let's play it check it from the beginning. Big smile, regular smile. All the time we have base happy animation underneath, and sudden surprise. Okay, and we want, for instance, get back to previous pose, so we can take any of these joy again, but also you can copy paste those poses which you have already on the track. So here we have a regular smile, so select it and all the controls will be selected. Control C for copy and Control V for the paste, and also we can add some ease in, and voila, let's check it out. A little bit too fast to close the mouth, so we want to hold this pose. So let's say till here. Use Tweens to hold this pose at 91%, right? And play. Shock, shock, shock. Get back to smile. All right. So as you can see from simple happy animation, we added a couple other poses and animated. And how we can save this for use on our character. Simply, we can select the face, right click, and we have bake animation sequence. click bake animation sequence, and let's say we want it here, character, or in main folder content. You can name it animation sequence face happy with surprise. Okay, click OK. Our animation is going to be baked and saved. All right, now we can open, and here is our animation. Smile, smile, smile. With a shock. Yeah. So in this way, you can create many other variations of the animations. You have we have an angry, happy, stare, concerned as a base. We can easily use it as a base. We have a lot of face expressions here, from anger, disdain, to the rage, and even grief. All those poses can be baked, mix it up, and also the cool thing is that there are also mouth expressions here, for of course for the lip sync, but you can easily use it in mixing it up. For instance, you want to use this pose, but we wanted to apply it only for the mouth. So in the viewport, you can select only mouth controls by holding Control-Alt. We can drag select all those controls. As you can see, select this one. So we have select only mouth controls, like below the nose. And now we can paste the pose on the mouth, and we can back to the face expressions. And for instance, we want this anger, rage on the eyes. So let's Control-Alt select only eyes with nose and ears. Okay, so only eyes, and paste this one. So we have anger on the eyes and custom mouth expression. And if you want to save this pose, you can select, let's say you want to use those poses in any other place later on. So let's select any pose, select controls, it will select it, and here is create pose, and this is, we can call it some rage custom, create an asset, and voila, it's already saved. Here of course you can change the thumbnail to be more accurate, but now you can use this in any other place. Like here you want to use those poses, so select controls and paste this pose. So yeah, this is it. And one thing you need to be careful about, most probably if you could have an issue while baking an animation. Let's get back to the top. If you are encountering a problem with baking animation sequence, that editor freezes and crashes after you click bake animation sequence, that's because most probably you need to change your default RHI renderer to Vulkan instead of Direct. So you can check it here, project settings, type this, and here you have default. For this, my project is Vulkan, and with this setting you won't get any of crash or freeze of editor. So if you can in your project, you can change it to Vulkan, but if you can't, just create a separate blank project, so you could easily modify it. And I've noticed that when I change it to Vulkan, I cannot move in viewport with those controls. But it is a little bit hiccup, but you can still modify it here manually like this. But I can't use it in the viewport. So yeah, this is how you can easily create many other variations of your facial animation. I hope you found it useful, and see you later. Bye.